What would you do if the man who smiled at you in a restaurant just 20 minutes ago appeared next to your car in the middle of a dark highway? It's 2:07 in the morning. Your tire is destroyed. There's no one around, and he is wearing gloves. This isn't a movie. It happened to me. I lived in a rural area of Washington State in the Pacific Northwest. I worked at a small roadside diner that closed at 2 o'clock in the morning. At those hours, the world seemed switched off. Only the distant sound of trucks crossing the highway broke the silence. That night, it was just the cook and me. At 1:50 a.m., just as we were counting down the minutes to closing, a man walked in. He was heavy-set. Jeans pulled up too high, gray shirt tucked in, brown jacket, mustache, glasses, and a smile. A constant one. He chose to sit at a table. He told me his name was Nolan. He ordered coffee and French toast, something simple. But he never stopped watching me while we talked. Schatz, he asked if I was from the area. I told him yes. Then he asked exactly where I lived. I didn't like it. I gave him a vague answer. I always do. But he pushed. Too much. I tried to convince myself he was just a weird guy, maybe socially awkward, maybe trying to flirt. At 2:05 a.m., he paid by card and left. I finished cleaning, said goodbye to the cook, and walked out to the parking lot. There were 3 cars. Mine, the cook's, and one more. A silver car, old, each parked on the gravel near the road. I couldn't see inside. I figured it was his. I got in my car and started driving home. A 20-minute drive down a nearly empty highway. Then the beeping started. Low tire pressure. I checked the screen. The rear right tire was losing air fast. 20, 15, 10. The steering wheel started to vibrate. Then the whole car. I had to pull over onto the shoulder. I got out. The tire was completely flat. I don't know how to change a tire. And then, as if the night had been waiting for that moment, a pair of headlights switched on behind me. A car was approaching slowly. I ran inside and locked the doors. Soft tapping on the window. I looked up. It was Nolan, smiling, wearing gloves. "Kathy, is that you? Are you okay?" My stomach dropped. This was no coincidence. I rolled the window down barely 2 inches. He offered to help, said he knew how to change tires, asked me to get out. While he talked, I silently dialed 911 and left my phone in my lap. "I'm waiting for my boyfriend," I lied. I could hear the dispatcher on the other end, but Nolan couldn't. I tried to describe my situation without giving myself away. Suddenly, his smile changed. He stepped back a few paces, and then a deafening crash exploded to my left. The window glass shattered into 1,000 pieces. I screamed, "I'm talking to the police!" I held up the screen. He looked at me. I reached his arm through the broken window. I thought he was going to grab me, but he took my phone and threw it onto the highway. Then he ran to his car and disappeared into the darkness, tires screeching as he turned sharply. I sat there frozen, alone. No phone, flat tire, in the middle of nowhere. I didn't know if he would come back. Eternal minutes passed. And then, sirens. The most beautiful sound I've ever heard in my life. The police arrived shortly after, when they found my phone completely destroyed on the asphalt. All I could repeat was one thing. He punctured my tire. He followed me. He was waiting for that moment. They never caught him. But I will never forget that smile under the emergency lights, reflected in the shards of glass on my lap. Since then, every time someone smiles at me too much, my instinct whispers the same thing. Not every smile means kindness. Some mean danger.